For this stormy episode, we're taking you with us to Home on the Range, where the bison roam free, the roadside attractions are whimsical, and the hikes are amazing. We're visiting one of the most underrated national parks in one of the most underrated states. This is North Dakota. Welcome to What Doin'. We're Deb and Aaron, two retirees originally from Washington State who love to travel the country, make new friends, have new adventures, scuba dive, hike, cook, and just about anything outdoors. Come along for the ride. You never know what kind of crazy adventures we're going to get mixed up in. And you never know what doing. We made a one-night stop at a harvest host site, the North American Bison Discovery Center in Jamestown. This is a cool little place, and we learned a lot about the history and the near extinction of the bison. They went from nearly 60 million down to about 700 in a few short years. Our next trip through, we might spend a little more time, but we had to push on to our main stop. We left Jamestown, North Dakota this morning. We drove over to Fairfield, North Dakota. We're going to go up to the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. But that's going to go tomorrow because we're looking at this big old shelf cloud. And it looks like that might be starting to rotate a little bit. It could get interesting. That is just an angry looking cloud. It's weird, this stuff over here on the right is going that way. Bumping up against that. This one's starting to swirl. Yikes! You can see how it's reversing directions. It was all going that way. Now it's starting to come back that way. And then the stuff farther over here is still coming up this way and then swirling back around. The sky is just boiling. I believe that is what you would call a very angry sky. I don't know if it'll show up, but man, that color blue in the clouds up there, that's pretty. It's pretty scary too, but it's pretty. And then the rain and hail started. This was an incredible storm, and it produced some epic lightning strikes as it went over us. Tragically, it culminated in a tornado, taking 3 lives and injuring dozens in Jamestown, where we left last night. As much as we love the beauty of nature, this was also a reminder of her destructive side. Have you ever driven down I-94 and looked north and seen the big metal geese right around Gladstone? Did you know you can drive right to the base and check them out? It's the start of the Enchanted Highway. This is a collection of the world's largest scrap metal sculptures. The Geese in Flight sculpture is 110 feet tall and 150 feet wide. Take exit 72 and head south. Local artist Gary Greff started this project in 1989 as a way to revitalize the town of Regent. The 32-mile drive from I-94 to Regent will take you past 6 sculptures and ends at the Enchanted Castle Hotel and Restaurant. It's also owned by Greff. The castle has a large sculpture of a knight fighting a dragon, and there are several more sculptures in the works. If you're in the area, take the time to take the exit, go for a little drive, see what's out there. We enjoyed every mile of the drive, even though there was only 6 and 32 miles, but time for us to head to our next stop. We made a stop at Fat Fish Brewing Company for lunch.
We are here at Fat Fish Brewing and just noticed that they are a harvest host. Looks pretty level.
We just about had the place all to ourselves. The burgers were pretty good. Here's the thing. Does pineapple belong on pizza or no? This has to be the most underrated national park we've ever been to. We loved it. When you think of the Badlands, you think of South Dakota Badlands. You don't really think about North Dakota having Badlands and what it is, what caused it, but you can see the layers in the rocks. There used to be a sea or an ocean that covered all of the middle of North America, and you're looking at sediment layers and the different ages of sediment that settled. You can actually find fish fossils and sea life fossils in the layers as it sloughs off. We'll do a little hiking on the Buckhorn Trail, but you gotta watch out. Tick season has arrived. Cool rock formations right off the bat when you do the Buckhorn Trail. The cap on top and then the stone below that erodes away faster. And the stuff on the top then just sloughs off and drops down. Alien landscapes. They call these the balls. So the big round rocks are called cannonballs. They're kind of bizarre because they don't really fit with anything else on the rest of the landscape. They weren't carried here by flowing water glaciers, but they were formed within the sediment layers of the Badlands, and now they're being slowly exposed due to erosion. Erosion is still uncovering some of them, or they're just poking out of the cliff walls, and some have already been dislodged and have rolled down the hill. This was the main hike that we did on our stay, the Caprock Coolie Trail. Now we thought that the ticks would be the most dangerous part about this trail. We'd heard that it was pretty thick. Then we found out it's open range and the bison are free to go wherever they want. And there was also some other things. Why are you going so slow, hon?
Because there's a snake right there. Oh, sorry. He's right here. Look at him, he's on.
We'll have to do a little bleep.
He's on top of he's in the frickin' bush. He's right here in the bush, honey. Like, I'm not kidding you. Did you see that?
No, where'd he go?
He was inside the bush.
I saw the bush wiggle.
And then he went up there. Okay.
Big one, little one, what?
This size.
A big old danger noodle.
No, he's still going.
Well, he's gonna be a danger to somebody else. Sorry about the language, I'll use the beep button. So the background on this hike is about a 4-mile round trip. All the reviews said go counterclockwise because that puts the big steep hill at the beginning. We haven't found it yet, but more of the cannonball type things. One of the reviews that we read, somebody posted yesterday that as they crossed the 2 planks, they scared up a rattlesnake. I think these are the 2 planks. So we'll just kind of watch our step.
Yeah.
Noodle free on my crossing.
Sorry. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now look at the huge hoof prints.
There's a stick right there.
Oh, Christ. You are dead to me. You are dead to me. You are dead to me. That is not nice. You know I hate snakes. That is super not nice. This is a crazy cool hike, even with the snakes, but you're coming through the conifer forest with the heavy grasses, lots of wildflowers along the way, and then you come across these massive Badland-esque rock formations. It just keeps on getting more beautiful and beautiful.
One of the trail hazards I forgot to mention, watch your step, because bison leave big trail poos. But the flowers are kind of pretty. So when you read the reviews on this, they all, or most of them, say go counterclockwise because of the steep grade at the very beginning. And we're a mile in. We kept thinking, or I kept thinking, maybe we're on the wrong trail because we didn't hit the steep. We just came by a little sign that says, you are now at the end of the nature trail and now going to the Coolie Caprock, where you climb up to the lookout. So here's where the grade starts. It is fairly steep, but it doesn't look like anything terrible. It's supposed to be 500-foot elevation gain. I don't know if it's all going to be right now or if we go up and down a little bit, but it doesn't look too terribly difficult. But they do get a lot of rain here, and there's a lot of reviews that talk about the mud and how dangerous it is slipping and sliding as you go down the trail. It would be a little difficult, but I think it'd be kind of fun too.
It would be super fun to do that in the rain. I almost want to come back tomorrow just to do it, but we have other things to do.
We're crazy hikers.
I figured it out. The difference between the South Dakota Badlands and the North Dakota Badlands. The North Dakota Badlands have just this juxtaposition, which is super cool, between the conifers and a little bit of deciduous and a little bit of grasses, and then the Badlands and the rock formations. And South Dakota is more grasslands and then Badlands. So this one is just, it smells amazing with this forest you're walking through. And the wildflowers are beautiful. But definitely do it, what are we, counterclockwise? Because you can get up the steep slopes first, and then you'll be on the ridge line, and then a smooth downhill.
Some amazing, incredible views. I'm not a big fan of heights. This doesn't bother me right here though, but it is a little bit skinnier on the trail right along this ridge. But wow, how do you beat this? What you doing?
Smelling sage. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, but I know I keep saying it just can't get any better. But then you go around a corner and you look up and you go, dang, it's better. That is the Caprock hike. 4.5 miles, a lot of elevation up, across the ridgetop, and then a lot of elevation down. Tips for this one: a lot of water, a lot of bug spray. Danger noodles, we only saw the one. 2 bison, bunny rabbits, bug spray. Ticks, this time of year, ticks are pretty prevalent. We still have to look and see if we picked any up on the way. Photography, if you're here in the morning, I would say go counterclockwise. If you're here in the evening, go clockwise. That keeps the sun at your back and gives you the best view. Even if you're not photographing, it just brightens everything up and you're not staring into the sun as you're hiking. Good hike, we're on to the next one. And since my water bottle was empty, we stopped off at Medora Uncorked for a hydration break. They had a surprisingly large menu of wines, so large in fact that Deb couldn't pick one and needed to try a flight. I was just happy with an IPA in my nutsack. If Uncorked isn't your style, right across the street is the Little Missouri Saloon. You can go in and hydrate and leave the waitress a tip of your hat, or both. Medora was a fun little town, but we didn't get enough time to go to the Medora musical. Instead, we made the drive up to Stone Home Brewing Company. They had a menu where we wanted one of everything. Deb loved the angry shrimp, and the 24 Ford Stromboli was crazy good. and that went really good with an ice-cold beverage. This was a surprisingly nature-related destination for us and a learning experience about the American bison.
Good do, buddy.
This one's coming over too. We loved it way better than Yellowstone because there were no crowds. We could have spent all day watching the prairie dogs, and we were even lucky enough to see some of the wild mustangs. If you get a chance to visit this underrated national park in this underrated state, bring a camera, bring your hiking boots, and explore all the area has to offer. We're headed out for more adventures, and as always, you never know what doing.